We start this chapter with moral callousness. The idea that just like if you work a lot with your hands, with wood and that sort of thing, you'll eventually have calluses on them, that you can develop calluses on your morals as well, that you start lessening your convictions about things. And so that's a place we start this chapter. Basically, the idea is just because everybody else does it, is that a reason enough for us to do it? There are three types of rules: constitutive, prescriptive, and sportsmanship, and we will start there. Okay, we start with constitutive rules. Rules that make a specific game what it is. What separates baseball from basketball, from football, from soccer? Those are what we're talking about here. Prescriptive rules expressly forbid specific actions because of the associated high risk of injuries. We know that if we participate in sport, we risk getting hurt, but what we're trying to do is limit the intentional contact that we're trying to harm somebody. Here are several examples of that for you. And then we have sportsmanship rules, and I think we all have a pretty solid idea as to what those are. Here's a story I normally tell when we get to this point. It's about a volleyball coach I know who, late in a very close game, was awarded a point by the officials, but he knew that his player had touched the ball before it went out. He stopped and informed the official as to what he saw. They reversed the call, gave the opposition a point, and that led to the opponent winning the game. And you have to ask yourself, are we into this just to win, or are we still trying to do it honestly and with integrity? Okay, now we get to the Tanya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan situation. There's a movie about that that's out, all this sort of stuff. There have been 30 for 30s and all these things about Tanya and Nancy involving the 1994 U.S. Figure Skating Championships, the qualifier for the 1994 Olympics. I make it really easy for you. See page 71 to read about this. Also, on the very next slide, there's a video. I encourage you to watch it from YouTube. I encourage you to check into this and dig into this so you'll know what we're talking about. Categorical imperatives are universally accepted ideas that hold regardless of the situation. There's a non exclusive list on page 72. You should read it. Non exclusive means this is not the list in its entirety, these are just specific ones pulled from the list. And finally, we have to ask ourselves, does on-field violence lead to off-field violence? Uh, for players who are playing maybe in their off seasons, or they're just used to getting by with so much, used to people covering for them, if they think they can get by with anything in society. I think we see that on a regular basis. And also how players react once they are retired. Are they still looking to quench that thirst, so to speak, of the violence and the contact and that sort of thing that they dealt with throughout their playing career that they're not getting a natural fix for? Are they looking for ways to do that off the field and in society?